Welcome to 10X-e's vlog on scaling 8 teams. This vlog aims to empower you to build an amazing company by building an amazing team, because that's the reality. The quality of your team is the quality of the company that you have built. So our goal is to help you out-recruit people, because if you build a better team, nobody will be able to compete with you. I don't need to tell you the difference between an A player and a C player. Every leader has experienced the pain of dragging C players up the mountain versus the amazing exhilaration of working with 8 teams that, frankly, all you have to do is give a bit of a steer here and there, and they basically drag you up the hill. That's the X factor of A players, and that's why you can't build an amazing company. You will not scale a great business unless you scale an A team first. It is those human beings that bring their passion, their intellect, their networks to work every day and solve the thousands of problems your business has to solve as it scales up, that help you build a great company. That's why people are actually the soft infrastructure of your company. And if you don't build a great soft infrastructure, you will not build a great company. That's why Jim Collins said, frankly, the throttle on growth in any company is, it's not markets, it's not your product, it's not your technology, it's not politics, it's the rate at which you get and keep amazing people. That is the throttle on growth. So as a leadership team of a scale-up, if you have great aspirations, well, this needs to be in your top 3 priorities list, and preferably number 1. Because if you make this number 1, then the people you bring in the business will make building your business number 1. So let's talk about why recruiting is broken. The first reason recruiting is broken is your time. Your time is the most scarce resource in the business. So you're fighting fires all day, you're juggling 9 balls, you're working 10-day weeks, and so you rush hiring. And because you rush hiring, you hire B and C players too often. And because of that, you can't delegate enough. And because you can't delegate enough, you are dragged into everything. And because you're dragged into everything, you're always busy. And so the next time you hire, it's the same pattern. That's the time poverty trap of scale-up leaders. And there's only one way to break the cycle. And the way to break the cycle is to get hiring right, bring A players onto the team, delegate more, and then you'll be able to spend the time on scaling a company rather than fighting fires all day. So to package this in a nutshell, realize that talent is your bridge to the future. Whatever destiny you're headed towards, whatever the dream is, talent gets you there. So when you're recruiting, what you're really doing is you're engineering the destiny of your business, for better or for worse. If you recruit poorly, you're engineering a mediocre future. If you recruit better than everybody else, nobody will be able to compete with you. That's as simple as it is. So that's why this vlog series is focused on scaling talent, because if you scale talent, your talent will scale a great company for you. So the first vlog in the series, we just want to give you one simple tool. It will sound like a stupid tool, but there's a real thought and insight behind it. The reality is, if you want to fix recruiting, the biggest problem you're going to face is that every hiring manager is going to keep doing what they've always done. They're going to continue hiring using all the tools and techniques that are bad, that they've learned at past employers, that don't work, that get B and C players, that continue to build a mediocre company for you. And the change management you have to do to get everyone on the bus of recruiting better than everyone else is the first step on this journey. That's why the first tool we want to give you is the 3 most important books you want to give your leadership team, and frankly, every hiring manager in your company. If you can get every hiring manager in your company to go through these 3 books, you will be able to revolutionize recruiting in your business. So the first book is called Who by Jeff Smart. The second book is called Top Grading by Brad Smart, and the third book is called The War for Talent by Ed Mitchells. Now, my simple suggestion to you is that you read 1 book per month for the next quarter. So you give your company 1 quarter to get through all 3 of these books, and each month you sit down and you talk about what we've learned as a leadership team and what we're going to change, what we're going to do differently. Frankly, if you can't get through these 3 books in the next quarter, then you don't have the time to be leading your company, because you don't have the time to learn how to get critical things right. So it's not an excuse that you don't have the time, and therefore it's not an excuse for anyone on your team. Every leader in your business should get through these 3 books in the next quarter. That's how big a priority it is that you get scaling talent right. So that's tool number one, just these 3 book suggestions. In the rest of this vlog series, and there'll be another 7, in each one we'll give you one tool that fundamentally changes the game of recruiting in your advantage. So we look forward to having you for the rest of the vlogs. That's it for today. Thank you and happy scaling.